Hello, welcome to another video. Working on building out my BitTorrent client that Codecrafters have done. So I've been working through, I believe this RFC, 3986, which is basically describing URLs. So I've now got the ability to see if a character is a URL printable character, and if not, it will percent encode it. And we've also got a URL struct, which will give us a bunch of things that you can have in a URL. Some of them may be null, and we also have this parse URL, which will kind of get that. It will change the pointer that you pass to it, so I'm kind of having to keep track of all the memory and what's allocated and what's not, and you got to make sure about these things and see. And so I also make sure I don't kind of go off the end of things. So this kind of parses a URL, I think. It could be full of security holes, so please don't use it. But I think it's not, but it could be. I'll do some testing later, maybe. I've also made this connect URL, which will kind of take that URL object structure, which I changed this to kind of return it as a pointer. It's easier in C that way. Otherwise, I'm just having to copy around a bunch of stuff. So this connects to, well, it basically looks up. This is like looking up the DNS record of the host, and if the 1 second caller, that's all good. In fact, I might even just do that. Cool. So that connects to it basically does a DNS lookup and connects to the first one that it can connect to, and if it can't connect to any, it will return us -1. I believe. I actually just want to check what connect actually does. So what I need to do is actually go rect equals -1. It's potentially a good thing to do after a close. I don't know, just finding bugs as I go along. I've also made this kind of read line function, which is going to take a buffer, which I'm kind of seeing a pattern in the code where I've got a start and an end of a buffer, which kind of suits nicely to be a string view type thing. And then we can just pass string views around. So that could be something I do. But what this does is it basically searches for a control sequence, control character return, then new line. And this is what the HTTP spec has, which is a different specification. Is it this one? Yeah, so see, I want to get like this and that, and yeah, sure, go to that. But actually go to that. So there's that one, there's also this one. Can we duplicate? And that's a bit easier. And what was this one? Opened up some easy reading. That we can probably close. We were doing some cyber chefing. We can probably get rid of that. This was the SHA-1, and I might even just open it back up. even though I've finished with it, but it's kind of nice to keep around, if you know what I mean. Cool. So now I've also got this HTTP 2, which I believe I was just doing it out of interest. But yeah, anyway, so we've got so I've got an RFC for HTTP2, so we can close that. That's my little SHA-1 thing. Actually, no, what did we close? Yeah, HTTP2, and this is just more help stuff on that. It was just more reading for me, but an RFC is good enough. So, what do we have here? We've got 3 little things here. I'll put them in this order. So we've got HTTP 1.0, and that's what I'm going to pretend to be. It is kind of interesting, this server that we're using. If we go to that, so the server that we're using, we send it 1.1 and it returns 1.1. Cool. So what happens if we instead return HTML 1.0, something like that? No. HTTP 1.0. That kind of helps. And so this time we will send a 1.0, and this is actually what I'm sending, and it actually replies with 1.1. So there are like some differences between 1.0 and 1.1. In terms of how I'm doing it, both have this thing of a control carriage return line ending, which is kind of so that's the URL stuff. Like this whole thing will tell us what it is, and you'll see here that it's got like CRLF for a bunch of things, and basically what is happening is like every line has to end with that. So I've got a little parser for that. I think I've just spent a long time explaining that I've got a little parser for that. And I actually seen another bug. I want to go full screen, move my hand over by 1, and I actually want to go and do this. Yeah, we can do something like that. And we can we know that 1 is fine, but I kind of want to return past the new line. This would only really ever catch if someone basically sent a control R, control N, and that's it. And I want to catch that because it'll be useful. But yeah, so I made this little function, read line, and then the PS file kind of looks a bit smaller. Some of this could also get taken out, like this whole thing down to like here could probably get taken into read the dictionary from this torrent file, and then from there we can do that stuff, because we do need to get the info hash and the announce. So here we do the parse URL. Easy, we pass the URL as the thing, and we give it the end. And this is like maybe getting a wee bit too long, so I wonder whether I do something like this and just make it a bit clearer. So we pass the URL, and once we get it, we then connect to it. We should connect to something. We do in this case. And then we use dprintf, which is like fprintf, or printf or sprintf, except the D means it's printing to a file descriptor. And so here we can just pass it the sock for every one of these dprintfs that we go through. So we have to send a bunch of stuff. And we can see here in the curl what curl was sending, for example. So it sends a get, a slash, then it sends the URL path, which happens to be announced in our thing. Then we do a question mark because we are definitely going to have some parameters like this info hash. But if there are some already, we send those plus the ampersand. And then we go through the info hash and like kind of print it all out, and we do the URL printing. And I noticed there was actually some discrepancy from my implementation and the RFC, because the RFC should do, if we go up to, what am I talking about? So there was a difference with the percent encoding. Percent. Not there. We're wrong RFC. Not that one. Yeah, so these reserved characters. So there's these ones here that I may have been. Well, actually, no. This one here. Actually, no. What am I thinking? Ignore me. Ignore me. Well, don't actually. Please stay. But yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We are sending this to the query, which in this case we don't have, but we have it in there for future proofing. We send the info hash. The pair ID is just a 20 byte identifier, so I've just made up a random 20 bytes. I've used a program to do it. And then we send that pair ID, the port, the uploaded, the downloaded, what's currently left, which is told to us in the header, compact, and then we do this 1.0 and we end it with a new line. And I think it might be actually nice to just have a single kind of pause there, and maybe a single pause there. Just to kind of like split things out maybe a little. And then we send the host that we are trying to get to, which is URL host. Now, curl actually, which I need to look up, curl actually sends the port number as well if you had it. So I think what I want to do here is actually do that, and if URL.port number, I don't know. That one's a more obscure one, but I might just put a fix me. This should have port, but only if present. I wonder. If we maybe search for just HTTP, not there. If we say, for example, ret port equals null, will things break? We'll do that. Things do not break, so I might actually maybe I could do something like this. Well, in fact, I could just well, it's kind of nice to put the default in. But yeah, it's kind of it's hard to know whether this memory is part of the whole URL, which I suppose I could test that the port is less than the path if the path's not null, or less than the thing, but that's for another day. So I guess if I can do something like that, I can do port number. It's just that. We can do something like that. Cool. And we still get to a lot of places. So what I want to do is maybe get back to where I was down here, close this down. So I'm sending this host, could potentially need something else. The user agent, I just put whatever I want in, and I thought I'll put that in. So I did this myself while coding a BitTorrent client and see on Codecrafters.io. And we say we accept a bunch of things. And then what we do is we actually just read it in. So we have a buffer of buff size, and it tells us it tells us how many bytes that we actually read. One fire. Is it this? Cool. That's all good. Pardon me, apologies. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So what this is doing is it's reading the whole buffer in, and there is potential that we get sent more than this buffer can hold. But we don't actually cater for that fact. So I guess I could put a little fix me, read more, need to read some more. Alright, so what this is doing is it's saying how many bytes we've read. We don't actually need to tell us that. It's printing every single line. So, and that's using that read line thing. Well, so if we run it, we can see that's all right. I was just adding a comment, but it's actually kind of all right that it's not doing it. The way that I gave the lines means it gives like a line number every time, which I think it's clear that it's working, so I could probably take that out. So I might find the percent, or not that, find the percent, then that delete, then find the L, then delete. And if we do that, it doesn't know about that, but it will now. If we do that, cool. Still does it for date. So what this is returning is it's returning that HTTP 1.1, and it's just returning all this stuff. At the bottom, it returns us a bunch of bytes, which is the bin-coded dictionary, which we then need to parse and print out the things. So I think I want to do two things, maybe. Yeah, we can work that out. So I think if does it have like a last line? It does not. Cool. Alright, so if we have a character in the line, which I think, yeah, that did what I want unintentionally. So if maybe there is not a line character, I think that's a bit too cursed to put it like that. We should do something like that. So basically, if the line is empty, yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. If the line's empty, this is going to signify that we have received the last line of the header. So at this point here, we have finished the header. And P should be pointing to the end of the start of the dictionary, I mean. Just the start of the dictionary. That's cool. So, and we can probably test this by maybe something like that. And this way we should get the dictionary on the line before, and then we'll also get that. But now we can kind of move to the point that we don't print every line, and we should just have the dictionary here at this point here. So I actually want to read the first line. And if the first line, well, like that read line kind of, it does a print if you like have something unexpected, but I guess you may have something unexpected. But this first line, we actually want to compare it. We want to compare the line to HTTP slash. We don't really care. Well, we kind of want to now split this line into spaces. So maybe the length of the line, it should be does strcmp tell me something about no, we can't really rely on that. But I kind of want to, I mean, C you can't really do it, but I kind of want to just see whether the first four characters equals HTTP slash, really. Is there like a SDR? Well, there's actually a strings? No. Get out of there. 3. 3. Redo that and then do 3. it's not that. Is it this? Yeah, so this will perhaps tell me a little something. Because I want to see whether it starts with a certain string. I could do this str toke. I wonder, I mean, it's a kind of short string. I wonder if I should just do something like, this was one that, how was that? Cool. Yeah, so we just want to check whether this not equals to line. If that is the case, then this is probably the wrong protocol. If printf std error wrong protocol receive, and we can probably just pass it the string, I guess. I wonder if that's kind of safe, because you could pass back like terminal escapes, but man, I think I will do that. Cool, and then we can get the version by, so if we can check what line of, wow, we can do stuff like this, can't we? Actually no, that's a bit cursed. Line plus, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if this, what is it? Where's my thing? I was on the wrong keyboard again, folks. Right, so if the line is not equal to like 1, we can probably do something like this, and wrong HTTP, wrong HTTP version, and we can probably get rid of that and maybe just do, I kind of want to do that but only limit it to the next space. I kind of want to find the space. Was there yeah, cool. So index, first occurrence of that into that. So I think I can go int space equals index. It was just index, wasn't it? Index of the line for space. and this might return us null if not found, so this is like giving us the char of that. So that means that if space is null, something went wrong, or this thing. Oh, hey, where did I go? Let's undo what I did. Right, I didn't go anywhere. That just took me somewhere strange. Right, so if space is null, or we get that. Otherwise, we can see where space is. So we can see that this is actually. We can probably do something like space. Go to end. Probably want to go to end. Go to end. Because something is wrong. So here we know that space is guaranteed to be something. It's guaranteed to be a space. So here we can probably just pass this line plus 6, which is the length of HTTP 4/5. 6 is the start of the version. So if that is the case, we just want to do 5, I think, because if we add 0, we're on the H, so we want to add, so we actually have 4, 5, and if we want to be on the 5th, 6, we want to be adding 5. Yeah, off by 1 errors can happen. Which is potentially why I should have this to be strlen of HTTP slash, which is kind of a bit jank, but better safe than sorry. Cool. So if that is the case, we can do that. We should probably turn space back into space, I think. Right, so what else could go wrong? That means we should probably check that the next version, next thing, the thing after it, well, like this could be the space, I guess. It could be a space, which if it is, then you can't do anything. Then this would be failing. But if it is a 1 there, then we also need to check that the next thing over is a dot. And that's the whole version. Cool. And if that's the case, then we should also check that the minor version, well, we don't really care what the minor version is, but I think it might be useful to note different minor version. And now we can probably stop worrying about what the version number is saying, and then look at what the status code is, because we need to make sure it is 0. So if strcmp of space, if that is not equal to 200, okay. Well, if it's not equal to that, then that's a problem. So we can probably I kind of want to do something like find the next index, really. Because we could probably just say the next character after that, and then space equals index of status and of that character there. And like maybe I don't know why I copied that whole thing. Maybe if space is null, then we probably want to say could not find status code, and just pass it the whole line. Otherwise, we probably want to check whether status, and we know that space is a space at the moment, so if status is not 200, then we have a different minor version, and we can probably just say status. And it's not really a different minor version. Non-okay status of it's just not 200. And like, should we accept more than just 200? Actually, I want to be here, but can we like throw me this and return? No, I'm in the wrong one. Return. Yeah, status code. Status code. Right. So successful is anything with after 200. Which I guess we could like say these things, but I think even these are like kind of error codes for this application, because we just want to make sure that it is 200. Cool. So after all of that, we it doesn't really matter if we set space back to what it is, but I think it's maybe good practice if we just want to use the whole thing. But I mean, every line is getting a null byte added to it, so it's hard to know. I don't know what's making that noise. Pardon me. I think my phone is just wanting to make some noise. Cool. Right, so couldn't find the status code, but got a non-status code. And I believe the thing after the status code, it doesn't really matter. These have them all. Reason phrase, intended to give just that. Yeah, client is not required to care about the reason phrase. So I just won't. Right, so that's kind of just checking is HTTP, all of that. So I wonder whether that's actually worthwhile to do here or in a different thing. And then we kind of want to read all the lines, and I think I want to check if strcmp of well, I want to find the index because all of the remaining lines will be kind of key pairs. So I want to find the index of the colon, and this is going to actually be a char star, and the colon is going to be the index inside of line of the colon character. And we can set colon to be 0. And in fact, we can probably do all of that after. And I think I might want to just return here and like the next line. Well, P will be the dictionary. That's right, I can work that out. Right, so here if we look at P up until the colon, which will happen with the colon equals 0, and if we are looking for content type, something like that. And I wonder if the headers are required to have alright, so we have a content type, and it can also be that. So into the so we kind of want to get this content length, which will kind of tell us whether there's more to read after because we've only read like 4 kbytes, I think. Right, so it's either the cool. It's either this length or that's just when the server dies. I'm just trying to figure out whether I'm allowed to, whether I have to check whether there is a space. It doesn't really say. Well, it probably does somewhere. I think that is kind of implying that we should not have a space, but then have a space after. I don't know. It's kind of weird. We'll just assume everything doesn't have spaces, or like, is there a like strcmp for like trimming, like not caring about whether randomly swap the characters in the string. Alright. Yeah, I'm wondering if you can kind of just ignore the fact that it has spaces. Trimming, in other words. Yeah, see, you potentially have to just do this yourself. Maybe, well, maybe there won't be a space on one side of it. Right, if this is equal to 0, we have a content length on the other side of colon. And I wonder if A2I cares about spaces. Yeah, I kind of wondered that. And I think this, yeah, this still kind of runs. We've got some warnings. That's alright. We should probably return something. Why is that not like more of a error? We just want to go to end? No, we just want to break. That's what we want to do. Yeah, no, there's also a chance that we like mid buffer through, like, so we might never get this length. But I wonder if we can go length equals to A2I of colon plus 1. Something like that, and then colon, but star it, and that can be colon again. And they'll be pointing to a space. And what did you return again? You returned it int. Is an int enough? We'll make you A2L. Alright, and just to be good. Right, so at this point here we should have our dict as being P. And it should end at end. So we could probably make a new dict. This just knows. Oh, is this just it just goes till it can't go no more. Right, so we probably could just grab this again and come down here and like just redo it. and start like that. It's interesting, this doesn't kind of make sure we don't go over the end. Like that should probably be like it's less than end, and this so we get and that should be less than end. Yeah, I'm just going to chuck it in, and this int end, spotting issues, and this should probably have something, it's less than end. Yeah, cool, and that will now complain because we don't have a const char star end. So I mean, it's good practice just to have an end value, and so I guess this is going to be end as well. This is also going to be end, and this is also going to be end. This, do we know the end of the data? We don't really want to say end there. We know it is f size, so we can have data plus f size. Plus f size. I kind of wanted to do that differently. We want first data. Alright, it doesn't like this for some reason. Do we have like a... We have an end variable, but we can also go to end. I think I want to rename the go to. So I want to change end to clean up, we'll call it, and we'll ask me to do undo things. Perhaps do that same thing and replace the go to end with go to clean up, because that just seemed like cursed. So cursed. And that way we can have just an end, which is an end. Alright, so why doesn't it like here? Expected something. Is it because we... Oh, no, it's just... we need that. We can't do that. Content length. We'll do that, except we have to do something like that. And length. We'll do the same here. Content length. Whoa, and we actually want to change that to be length. And I wonder if there's a strcmp case insensitive case. Yeah, there's a str case cmp. Oh, and there is a strn cmp, which I think will get rid of some of my crazy things here, because I can do something like this and then take all of that. But we will test it for one dot. And I think I want to make a cheeky little macro. And we can just do a define s of str, and it's going to just be str len str, like that, just so I don't have to kind of add lots of stuff. And that should be an strlen, strn, that one, cool. And that means I don't have to do this one. And this is going to be there. Actually, no, this, we can just do strcmp of this line and of just 0. So that's the minor version that we expect. And if that isn't 0, then it's different. is less than well, no, we can just do that. It should hit a null byte at some point. I mean, we can do that. If it is a null byte, it will not do it, and then here we will look up the next base, and then that will fail. That's fine. Couldn't find the status code. That's all right. Otherwise, we check that it is 200 exactly. Then when we're down here, we can do a case CMP. Yeah, so here we can do a str. Go back to there. We can do an str in CMP, and this can be that cheeky s. Boom, and then we can do that and see what that does. We don't like doing dict again, that's alright, we can just do it again. We don't have cleanup, but we can have cleanup. Right, so this probably needs an str len encoded string, and add that to encoded str plus something like that. Right, so we get wrong HTTP version 1.1. That is cool, we're getting stuff back. Wrong HTTP version is this one. str in CMP, like at most n bytes. Cool. So we should at most check that. I think I need to do this again. And what were we looking at? We were looking at pairs and of sample. It won't go to that, it'll go to there, because we've changed them all to strcmps, in CMPs. Except this last one we want to be exactly, I guess, because we've set the in byte. We have a different minor version, that's cool. We're not printing the dict anymore. This is kind of concerning to me. So I wonder if we should do a printf. Maybe just do sn and maybe just do a safety line like that. So we have a different, I think at the different version we don't need to do a cleanup. We can just say that it's a different version. Cool. So if we go back to where we were, let's not print everything out again because that gets messy. So we have a different minor version, and that is printing to that stdr, so that should be fine. Looking all good. So what happens here? We have the dict and we are showing that where we are. I just want to make sure that the if we do this, the different minor version goes away. Cool. So that's just like a little warning for us. So once we get the dict, we should be at that point there. And what was it that we were wanting to get out of the dict? We could probably also print. Yeah, we probably want to do. Just not do anything there. Fprintf content length as, and we can call it d, and we can pass in content length, and this we can probably just do an std_air. Doesn't like that because it needs to be LD. That's alright, we can do that. And it got 0. And I wonder if that is because we need to kind of like increase well, first off, I think we should be testing against line. Yeah, so does that make a difference? That makes a difference, cool. So helps if you're checking the right place. So with the content length, we can then do like a if content length greater than 0, and content length is greater than the point we're at now is p, and we know where we start, which was buff, I believe. Yeah, buff. So we should start at buff. So if we have that, if so that's how much we've read so far, and we want to see whether this added to that is greater than length, and length being not there. Size len, we call it. A lot of like reuse of small names. So if it is more than length, we probably need to say that we need more. If printf std_air need to read more than that the bytes, and this will be len. Well, actually, we need to read, and this will be, we've read len so far, and we want to read content length plus p minus buff, p minus buff. So that's how much there should be. We've read this much. We want to reverse these two things. the len is smaller. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Don't need that. Cool. And we could probably go to clean up, I think, at this stage here, because there's not too much point reading corrupted data. So now I need to get stuff out of the dictionary, and I think the thing I needed to do to pass this thing I wanted to do was all I need to do was get out the pairs, which will be in this dictionary pairs, and it is just 6 bytes. First 4 are the IP, and the last 2 are the port. So I guess this means that it won't support IP version 6. Yeah, I kind of wonder about that. So yeah, let's go back to here. We can get out something like, where do we last use dict? Not that dict. Actually, just take me back. This one. Something like that. Right, so what are we wanting to get? We're wanting to get pairs, and we're going to get it from here, and this is going to be bytes, so and it's going to be list of pairs, so it's going to be groups of 6 bytes. So I guess I just want to pairs will have a length. Is that what value gives me? Yep, that one. So value should give me a size and a data, and the start and end are from the original thing. So size and data. So take me to where I was. Maybe do this and that. So we need to make sure that pairs length. So this is going to be like a for loop. And IDX is that, and IDX is less than that, and maybe I can do an IDX plus equal to 6. And maybe something like that. So here we can probably do pairs type. If this is not equal to bytes, then we probably should fail. So this is like doing quite a lot of like just early failing. Like it's not really giving error messages or anything, but it is what it is. So here we can print out each of our pairs. So I think I want to actually do IDX times 6. And IDX can just be plus plus, and then it's like an index into the pairs list. And is that what I want? So if we're on, say we have 2 pairs, we should have 12 bytes. For the first index, it will be testing 0 is less than 12. For the second index, it will be testing 6 is less than 12, and then it will be testing whether 12 is less than 12. which that is false, so it should die. So I think that is roughly what I want. So for each pair, we know where we start. We start at pairs data, and we want to kind of just treat this as an array. I think this is the first time I've done array type stuff. And so I'm going to be going, 6 times 6 times IDX, and we kind of want to make sure so that's going to be 0, but then we're also going to be adding like the 0th byte and then the like all of that. I wonder if I can. Yeah, I can find plus and then do that. Not that. And do that. Find plus that. Find. Boy, you can do some crazy things in Vim. The plus in Vim. It's bizarre. Yeah, so we kind of need to make sure that this is below the thing. So I think we, instead of checking whether 6 is, we need to check that IDX plus 1 times 6 is all less than that. And so then in the, say if we have 2 cases, we should have 12 bytes. The first round through, we should be testing whether 6 is less than 12. And it is, but then the next time round we should be testing whether 12 is less than 12, and it is not, and we do kind of want it to be. So I think this needs to be less than equal. And then the third time round we'll be testing whether 18 is less than equal to 12, and it is not. And so we would only run twice. And I think that is correct if we only have 2 bits of data. So what do we do with these bits of data? We can maybe see what it is. So the first 4 bytes are the IP address, and I think this also kind of said it. Peers protocol. Each which contains keys, pair, ID, IP, and port. Is that right? It looks like pairs is just a dictionary. I'm gonna go with what is one in here. So this is we need to follow the compact, and the compact should. Right, we're meant to support both, but yeah. I don't know where this pair ID is coming from, because I mean, if we if we run this, maybe give that an LD. Is this like not allowed? We probably just need to print stuff out. So maybe what I'll do is do a printf, and we can do like hex, and we can maybe do 0 to x, and just like that, and then also do a printf new line at the end, and we can get all of that. And like, can we do something like this, except put it there? And what happens if we do this? That's alright, we'll call it a char star. Does that make you happier? No, it does not. What if we do this? Yes, that is fine. I thought, well, I can do do something like this, and we also need to add in just that. I didn't need to do it there, I could have just put it here. Right, so that did a thing. So that's printing out all of these bytes in hex format, I guess. So can we actually cope and see what these are? So we got FF, A5. And what is the IP address that we're meant to be looking at? It's 165. So yeah, I feel like this is printing like too much. It should just be doing the A5. I don't think this should make a difference. It does. Cool. So now if we just code this again, if we look at what printf, what is it? X. So we want to print it as a character, maybe. No, we'll do it as a decimal, and we can do how we do it, A5, something like that. No, we can't do that. Can we do this? We can also just go into here, and if we look at what 0x_A5 is, it is 165, which is the first thing here. So we could probably start doing this by maybe this first one we can print. We can get rid of all of the thing. So we can have it, in fact, like the 2D we don't need. We can have it pretty much like this. And this is the first address, and well, this is the address, and if we get rid of these and replace it with like that, and over here we want to replace these with commas, and actually get rid of a few. So that's going to be that, and then the port is going to be the last two bits of information. So what order does it want me to do things in? And like this number here, I wonder if we can, we have to probably do some math on it. So what do we have at the end? We have 0x C9, so that's 201, and then we have 0x 64. So we have 201 times, where's my times? It should be around somewhere. 201 times 256, and if we add on that 100, what do we get? We get 51556, so that's that. Cool. So we can print on the port, which is going to be a decimal, I guess, and what it is going to be is these two, but painted out a bit, and this first one is going to be 256 times, and instead of closing we're going to add on this other one. And then that's going to be that. So we can probably even do that there. And now we can print out what we need. And that's actually everything we need for the challenge, I think. So I kind of want to see what we have going on. We don't need like a bunch of things. Like I don't need that. That's cool. I didn't need to go there. Don't need to see these. Don't that. Don't that. I think I don't need to get that. That was just when I was pointing it to my own server, and I don't need that. So what do we have here? It's just all this stuff, and if we go to like there, we can see what we've done. Did some fixes as I was going through, and just general fixes. Then we change things to do things here. So I'll probably clean this up afterwards because this method is quite large, but I just want to get something so I can see what the next challenge is, because that might give me a thought on how I might want to like how I might want to view the challenge, how I might want to clean up. That's what I want to say. Cool. I think this is probably fine. I just want to check that pass still kind of works. If we make things look a bit more right, yeah, that looks good. So I think I will go like that and that and this, and get pairs list via HTTP and display. So that's that. And now I could probably I don't know what I've done to like fail on that, but yeah, normally if I do a capital P it will be like, cool, you can push. we're running some tests. Don't know where they are in there. There they are. I think I failed. No, I didn't. Cool. And I think that I kind of want to see what the tests were. Cool, I got some tests. I'm not allowed to see anymore. Cool. So that's that. And then the next one, I have to do a pair handshake. So I have to make more network connections and do some cool stuff. But I think that won't come just yet. I would like to I wonder what that was. You can just go on that one. I probably shouldn't have just amended, but like, oh well. Cool. Right, so that's that. I think this has been quite cool. Nice little journey. So there's a few things I will be doing most likely. I kind of want to pull a bunch of this out into separate little libraries, like decoding the Ben coded values. That could probably be in it, bencode.h, for example. And then that will just give us back Ben coded values, which we can then reason with in these things. The info command and stuff, all the different commands, I might pull out into like a commands.c or commands.h, I don't know. And then this like URL stuff I could pull out, and like as the project grows I can see kind of which areas are like kind of related to each other. And this pairs file is quite long, so I kind of want to split out the functionality a little to like basically reading the response of a HTTP method that should be in its own little place. And it should pretty much just return me a pointer to the body and like maybe an error code of like 200. Yeah, good on you. Which I could then check outside of this. Or it could have like some kind of error which would then return something else. I don't know. But yeah, and then like a lot of this stuff, the file reading can get pulled out into just read a file, or like read a file and tell me what the dictionary is. And yeah, that could be kind of cool. And yeah, and then this file will look a bit nicer. I mean, it's getting up to 1,000 lines of code, and 1,000 lines is normally when it starts getting a bit like, whoa, things are going on, like maybe you should like slow down a little, buddy. But it is what it is. The joys of software development. It's kind of fun. Right, well, thank you for watching along, and I hope you will enjoy continuing to watch the next time I do something. Check out my channel if you're interested in this kind of stuff I do, and I'll be grateful for any feedback you can provide, however you choose fit. Thanks, and enjoy your day.